Hello, humans. It is I, the Mechropotent. I shall now attack you with my superior technology. I'm attacking for 6, and you must discard a card. Reactions, weaklings?
I'm going to block with Steel Street Enforcement because stability is the bedrock of metrics, as peace and profit go hand in hand. That's some bullshit I was programmed to say. Human.
I'm not human. I'm the Mechropotent.
I'm not human either. I'm Steel Street Enforcement.
This is awkward because I'm also the Mechropotent, so it looks like we're wearing the same outfit at this party. And I block for 6.
That's pretty good. Welcome, everybody, to the reaction step on today's episode. We are going to be talking all about the new set, Bright Lights. Whole set's out right now. Spoiler season has happened and ended.
Spoiler
alert.
Now we're here. Now we're here to talk about it. What's up, my dudes?
That's pretty good, Colin.
Thanks.
You're on fire tonight. What's up, man? Just to reiterate, this is not our set review or anything like it. These are just our knee-jerk reactions to these cards. So if you're not here for that, I don't know. Go wait some more. We'll be doing the set review later on.
If you hear a loud, like, banging sound in the microphone, it's my knee jerking and hitting the table. And just, because I can't handle the hype, you know? It's too much.
Who can?
What I really can't handle is the
Max Nitro.
The number of keywords and things I have to keep in my brain to even discuss this set. But let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I wonder how fluid it's going to be to play these decks once you're totally dialed on them, or if it's going to be like really, really difficult.
I don't know. I just can't wait for the Dash.io players to fuck up and start looking at the top of their deck when they're not playing Dash anymore. Be like, bro, you can't just look at the top card anytime you want.
Judge.
He did it again.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be, could be the real challenge of this set. So let's start off with, did you guys see that rubber band that flung through the air in front of my face?
Yeah, I thought it was a bug.
That was a rubber band.
Are you okay?
I have to have something to fidget with while we record, and my rubber band's gone. So
that's why I just have a stack of cards next to me. At
so
all
you're just going
so I can
die of unreleased energy.
I just might be like bouncing up and down.
That's the number one cause of death in America, Isaac. Unreleased energy. Gotta let it out.
Everything is energy. Einstein.
Whoa.
That's anyway. Moving forward.
Big picture. Let's talk first broad strokes. Overall art, themes, broad design, our thoughts and opinions on that stuff before we get into the nitty gritties. And I'm going to go find that rubber band.
Nice. Colin, you go first.
All right. It's still, as dumb as it sounds, it still is dawning on me what it means to have a single class set. Because as all the cards kept getting spoiled, it was just like, fuck, these are all just mechanologist cards. This is a huge pool of cards just to add to a class. Like, even just one set that supports your class is crazy. But I guess Mech hasn't gotten any since Arcane Rising, technically an unlimited set, so it's pretty good. So that's 1. 2, art's dope. They said steampunk actually lame, cyberpunk cool. Thank you. Yes, we all agree on that. Sorry if you like steampunk. It's just it's like the colonialist version of cyberpunk, and I'd rather have the late stage capitalism, dystopian cyberpunk theme than what if we had guns that used cogs to fire? I don't know.
No, everybody's dialect now is like a cross between Mandarin and Spanish. Yeah. Nobody speaks English anymore.
Yeah, but it still has an English like a British accent somehow when they speak Spanish, Mandarin. So that's cool. I love that. I do think some of the art is much better than some of the other art. No offense to anybody who does the art, but some of it looks like it was rendered in a game from like 1994, and other ones are like PlayStation 5 level graphics. So, but that's fine. It all looks fun. You can crank things, you can scrap things, you can galvanize things, you can boost things. Fuck, I don't even know. I'm overwhelmed by keywords. That's it. That's what I got. Isaac, what do you got?
There is a lot, like the amount. We'll see how many different strategies and synergies there are, but I'm very excited to play limited with the set. I guess that's my first takeaway, is that this I think this might be the best limited set that in Flesh and Blood to date, or at least it's kind of looking that way, just because of the fact that you're always kind of open, but you're trying to build your specific synergy between evos and scrap and boost and like all of these interactions you can do, and looking for ways to push damage either through big turns or overpower or, manufacturing big turns with your evos, et cetera, et cetera. It's just like, as I was reading through all of these many cards, as Colin said, the number of, combos or strategies or ways to build your deck was pretty overwhelming. For me personally, I'm like a Blade Runner sci-fi guy rather than like a flashy cyberpunk sci-fi guy. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I like some of the art that you don't, Colin, or we'll get into that more later.
Dude, Blade Runner is the cyberpunk shit. Like,
yeah, what's flashy cyberpunk?
Well, some of the like Dash flavor to me is not Blade Runner-y,
No, that's the steampunk.
It's like Dash IO, isn't it? Well, maybe she is. That's all right, true. I'm out of my depth arguing genres, but yeah, I like the Blade Runner, not the like neon
okay.
Flashy, happy lasers, whatever. Does that make more sense?
Like Burn Rubber, not your jam.
Probably
Everybody
not.
scroll the page, find that card. It's instantly popped up. Dude, editing.
I like Scrap Trader. Also calling it Scrap Trader to be banned. That card's going to be broken someday.
Dude, all right. I don't understand how these cards are ordered, because they're like, they restart alphabetical order multiple times.
Yeah. Well, there's ordered by like items is a category. I really like Stasis Cell. That's some of my favorite art, actually.
I haven't found any of the cards you guys have said so far.
Stasis Cell is the one where it's like a cyborg or robot or gloved hand holding like a, I don't know, hexagon or something. I haven't counted the sides yet, with an astronaut or a diver trapped. Yeah, in space or water, or it's showing them in an alternate dimension or something. It's just like, I don't know.
It's a steampunk magic 8-ball.
Cool. Well, I'm here for it. All right.
So art is really good. I was unsure how this was gonna all go, like my expectations. I think the reason the set is blowing my mind a little bit is my expectations were extremely low. Besides Ninja, Mechanologist, I was just trying to think of the other classes for a second. Like, is there another one? Besides Ninja, also, please do not get upset. This is just my personal opinion and preferences, and that's okay if they're different than yours. Besides Ninja,
have you heard of Twitter? That is absolutely not true.
Mechanologist is my least desirable class to want to play. Like, I do not care about boosting or pistoling or moving dice from one card to another because I've put dice over here and put blah 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 do. Like, don't care, not my jam. So expectations were low for this set. And then Teklovasen was spoiled, and I was like, okay, I guess I will play him.
Because he looks like
just
me.
Because I'm a content creator, and I posed for that picture, and they did a wonderful job making me a little thinner and more chiseled of jaw. Mustache game, going strong, etc. And then the cards started getting spoiled. And then all of a sudden I can transform my hero into a doom machine from the future that's apparently there for altruistic reasons. Sold. That's like the only thing I needed, was to say, hey, you're going to transform into a fucking robot of destruction and mayhem, and that's how we're going to do it. We're going to have this big combo at the end, allegedly, and that was all I needed. It was like, fuck whatever else is going on. This is how I live my life now, is I'm just going to put on Evos and then turn into the Mechropotent and hopefully win. So that's how I feel.
It's crazy that you
Glad you're
are
sold.
the Mechropotent. You have health, but then you defend your health with yourself because you also have armor. That's crazy.
Oh, nice. Live on the show, also, Singularity text got revealed. So answering all questions, especially since we're talking about the Mechropotent. So it says,
cool.
Transform your hero, your weapon, and 4 Evos you have equipped into Teklovasen the Mechropotent. It enters the arena with health equal to the hero it transformed from. Constructs resolve flipped as a permanent in the arena. Put the transform cards under it. Wow. Yeah. So there we go. We all surmised that that's what it would be, and then now we know faux shiz.
Yep. So you'll be able to attack at least 5 times with this hero. Maybe
Right,
maybe
'cause your
9
hero-
times if you have bases and then Evos and then
Shit, man.
If you have 2 sets of bases and Evos and still have a weapon and a hero.
your hero goes under too. So
Yeah.
So 6 or 10 potentially.
You have 2 sets of bases?
Well, just if you went crazy.
Well, you
started-
have 4 base and then 4 Evos. And then your hero and weapon. So that's like 10.
But Evo Sentry base is a base that you can equip and then put the steel Evos on top of that.
Which is also
So-
a base.
Exactly.
This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
Evo stacks. I know. So that's, yeah. So anyway, to ground us, good. All questions have been answered about the Mechropotent.
I have so many questions about the Mechropotent.
Is he a man? No.
What does he do on the weekend?
I don't know. Probably make life, in quotes, better for the people of Metrics.
He optimizes the population,
Well-
and by optimizing, he murders with extreme prejudice.
Gets rid of half with the snap of a fingers. So let's so now that we're talking a bit more details, let's dive in. Let's go in. What have we noticed? What is like the gameplay, both talking about limited and CC, but okay, I'll wait till the riddle me this section, because I feel like also, thanks LSS, the riddle me this part of our podcast that we used to have with Isaac, I think will be alive and well after this set, because there are many questions. Colin, how about you start us off here with
he goes to take a drink after that cliffhanger of a statement. Yeah, let's start me off. I mean, obviously, you looking at the heroes, they're each trying to do something different. Dash does items, that seems pretty on brand for Dash in the previous incarnation and the new one. My biggest question about Dash is lore wise, is Dash database is Datadol, then Dash database, then Dash IO, and then Dash extraordinaire? Is that the evolution of the Android we know as Dash? Also, is Dash an Android? I'm pretty sure she is. But items are cool. Max the Hype Nitro is cranking and boosting with hyperdriver crazy shit. And then Teklovasan does Evo stuff. So, and that's kind of like the pools of the set. Rather than having 3 classes, we're having one class with kind of 3 aspects that they're more interested in powerful with. So, I think it's really just about figuring out how these cards work together, which cards synergize with the hero, which cards synergize with each other. I think that's going to make Limited really interesting, and probably where the tasty choices are in figuring out, okay, am I looking for galvanizing things? Am I trying to make, hyper drives? Am I scrapping stuff? And it's there's so many fucking keywords. I was just looking at this before. Overpower. It's ward is in this set too. There's so many keywords. It's crazy. So yeah, I think that's
them all.
That's going to be the thing. And what, obviously Mech Grow Potent is super cool, but looking at it, purely at a limited set first, what are these cards you're actually going to have access to? You have the token bases. So is that something, how easy is it going to be to get Evos? And, what is all that going to look like? So I think it's going to be really interesting to figure out balancing your items, which don't block, with, Evos that do block eventually, but I guess they also block because they're cards,
from hand, right? Also. Yeah.
Which is such an interesting thing to have equipment in your deck. So all that's going to be where I think we figure out what the actual fuck is going on in this set. And I don't know, but I'm excited for it. And I think, Isaac, to answer your previous statement, I do like the neon fucking hyper stylized cyberpunk shit. But I also like the Blade Runner stuff. I just don't like the steampunky cogwheel top hat shit.
Razzle dazzle, for example.
Yeah. Exactly. Razzle dazzle, not my drive. Twin drive, dude's just blurring down the street with 2 neon samurai swords and a jetpack. Come on.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's fucking great.
Not for me.
Twin drive is so dope. That's got to be so cool.
I also really all right, not to just
fun as shit.
The ones that are very much like Netrunner cards, like penetration script, and the script cards, processor, all the ones that are computery, that are kind of abstract, computer, internet mind-blowing drawings. I like those. Anyways, somebody else.
Yeah, that is cool. To just talk about the lore really quick from your first statement, Colin. I have maybe a wild theory that has no base in reality, but you read Teklovasan turning into the Mechropotent lore article and putting it together with his previous one. So it's 50 years since he's been cryogenically frozen, that he then comes out and is we've only advanced this much in 50 years. Seems like I'm going to have to do it myself. And then tells his little robot to basically make me the Mechropotent. Let's do it. I'm wondering if all of Metrics in the Pits is actually existing in the future post the War of the Monarch, and has been an establishment settlement that happened because the War of the Monarch was so devastating that they were like, you know what? Fuck arcane Wraith. We're going to be technology Wraith and build this utopia city. And so we're in some sort of future timeline.
I like it. I don't know
And
how
that's where-
Katsu and Dash fight then, but
Well, they don't explain that anyway. So what
Yeah.
does it freaking matter?
that's fair.
He went forward in time and then back in time a little bit to fight Dash
I
Nice.
mean, with
because he
the
wanders.
with the TikTok clock and the stasis cell, they probably have time travel also, you know?
I don't know. This is all kind of, well, some of it's kind of clunky tech and some is very futuristic tech. So who knows? But because I can't get on board with Max the Hype Nitro fighting Dorinthia thematically, I'm just pretending that this is a separate game and it's awesome. You know, like within itself, and looking at this as a draft set, I'm like all on board. So I'm just like staying in that world, and that's fine.
The world
that's
of Wraith is just a convenient wrapper for we're doing all of the genres, which every other
Yeah.
game kind of does anyways. But they're like, no,
But-
it's like one big island where, you know, this also exists. And
But they're
Max
not. There's
Nitro.
only fantasy genre, and now also cyberpunk genre. But anyway, I digress.
Well, what genre would you want besides science fiction and fantasy? Like drama?
Well,
Comedy?
no, it was just fantasy. I'm not saying add more.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, but Dash was there.
Yeah, let's put some like 1930s mobsters, you know, maybe also.
Dude, did you see that
Next,
one
and
card?
then
They're
some
literally in the
Western.
set.
Yeah, panel beater. They're here.
We've got Mob Quickfire as a dude in a fucking like zoot suit and a trench coat with a hat smoking a cigarette.
Oh, you know what I love? Speaking of, usually I don't like the like very cheesy on the node LSS way of doing things, but I really like how they're slipping some like really over the top character into every set. And this time it's Rex Big Gun. And I'm like, I just love it.
The fuck is
You
Rex
know?
Bacon?
Which card is he on?
He's on, it's like, it's called Big Gun or something. You guys didn't see that?
Big Shot? Yeah, here
Oh,
we
fine.
go. Big
Yeah,
Shot.
Big Shot. There we go.
Oh yeah, Rex Big Gun.
This here's
Yeah, that-
meritocracy, and I got all the merit I need right here. Rex
That's pretty
Bacon. That's
Oh yeah, it's Big Gun, not Big Gun. My
Big Gun.
oh, where's the one with the dude with the big sword? What's that one called?
Fucking knows.
I don't know.
Oh, infused titanium.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that guy's name is Kyle.
What a fucking outlandish name.
That one got me so hard. Oh my god.
that's funny. LSS. Somebody definitely laughed when they did that at LSS.
Who said
Yeah.
that? Kyle.
What do you mean? What do you mean, junk? There's riches in here in the sprawl. If you're willing to get your hands dirty, Kyle.
Oh god.
Nice.
And the Mechropotent shows up and it's like, you know what? You're right. Pats Kyle on the head and continues his path of destruction. Sweating.
All right. My first thoughts when looking through the sets are the Evos worth it? Right? Because I mean, some of them like the Evo Steel set, right? It's like blue block threes in your hand, or you can transform them and they're still bases. There's like no downside, right? These are bombs. Awesome. But some of the Evos don't block, and depending on like how many you have in your deck, right? You could have cards that don't block that you have to play out, that you might not really come to, you know, fruition meanwhile, somebody is just like boosting their face off and running you over. Right. So, and in a limited set, all of your cards are very valuable, right? You only get like X amount of picks for your deck. So you need to get like 3 points of value out of each card. You know, if you're like kind of fiddle fucking around trying to like make some evos and then you get stuck and have to block with one of your power combo cards and you're just not, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And you have like an item, an evo, and I don't know, a max velocity and another no block in hand. You know, you could just be like run over pretty much. So I'm kind of curious to see how that'll play out. Like if you're building a mech suit or leaning into a evo strategy, you better be able to block and like counter what your opponent's trying to do is kind of my theory here.
Yeah, it feels like the control archetype, you know, is going evo because you're trying to build that longer term value of blocking and doing cooler shit and setting up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you know, and then as long as you can block enough, people are going to boost their face off. Like they're going to run out of cards. Like it's really, it's not a lot of cards.
That's the thing is
boosting multiple times a turn. They're going to have like 2 or 3 turns, which could do enough damage.
It's like, I mean, one thing about equipping the Evos is it's not, once they're equipped, the Blade Break and Battle Worn ones get to block breakpoints. And, you know, that's really helpful. But yeah, another thing I was thinking of reading through all this was like, how do you win the game, right? There's overpower, there are breakpoints and like big boost turns at the cost of your deck. There's like the boom grenade play. And then there's cards like Big Shot or Mechanical Strength that get extra value from having Evos equipped. So then like playing 9 for 3 is excellent, but you have to have so many Evos equipped in order to do that. So that's also cards out of your deck. And anyway, I was just kind of trying to look for ways to win. And I think this could play out very cool. Like you pitch stack a big boost turn, you crack all your Evo abilities and to have like a really big turn and overwhelm your opponent. That's kind of what I'm most excited for, is to see how these limited games play out. Last side note, I am bummed that you don't get a bonus for having all or more of the same Evos equipped. Like what the hell? That seems like a huge miss. Like I got all of the Sentry ones. How do I not get an extra armor point for that? Or, anyway. All right. That's my rant.
Yeah, like in Zelda, you get the
set bonus.
The set bonus.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in limited, that'd be cool. I think in constructed, it would be like, well, of course they're going to get it. It's like they built it to do that. So it might be unbalanced there, but who knows?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Or they just didn't think of it.
I bet that's like a thing they will do later. You know what I mean? In terms of design space, it's just obviously sitting there and we've all thought of it. We've all played video games.
Yeah, but every time they try to do something like thematic, people just ignore it and do whatever's busted. So they're like, I'm still wearing a green dress. Like, I don't care what you printed here. I'm wearing a green dress to this fight. So it doesn't matter. So thanks.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback off what everybody has said, I then like the next evolution of all of that is, getting so into the draft limited side of it is like the blending of the two styles. Like, oh, okay, we figured out like these Evos are really good. So like, I just want those two, you know what I mean? And I can only have so many boost cards because they don't like do a ton of damage, but I also can't have my deck do like only boosting. So I'm going to have like items and stuff, or I'm just going to have some of these like big slappers, and that sort of thing, and kind of vary my turns and wait for like a really good pitch stack or something that I've stacked, or something like that. It's just having a blend of those styles and what those decks and what ultimately the hero abilities like let you do and blend stuff together and that sort of thing. which I think that's going to be so cool. I mean, there's like a number of really cheap boost cards that are like 1 or 0, and with hyperdrivers, you know, you could really just like get max V off in a limited game. Basically, it feels like, you know, now that there's so many 0 costers, so there could be like these kind of, you know, who knows if Max is going to be the new 5 mirror, where it's like, well, lost the die roll, and now I'm just going to get like boosted to death, you know, with like 5 combat chains or something like that. I guess you can't do that. It would be 4. No, yeah. Anyway, no, it wouldn't. I don't know how
Scrap
to
is
do the
pretty
math.
cool too.
Scrap is
Because it doesn't
really
cost
cool.
you a card out of deck, and it kind of moves things to maybe where you want them, right? Like Lawson could then play the item out and giving you an extra action point that's really good. So
Yeah, scrap,
totally.
Scrap is tight. I think I love it because it's thematic too. It's very like, you know, oh yeah, I recycled this cool gear and now I get
Eco-friendly
some
too.
resources. And then when you're super genius Teklovas and you fucking just we're like, wow, I'll just put it on. Like this thing's still good. This shit right here is good.
Just because we're at war doesn't mean we can't recycle.
That's right.
Yeah.
I say that every day.
But I mean, and then also just kind of like looking at the set, like how many galvanized cards do you need? Are you always happy to pick one up, or does it depend on like how many items you actually get? You know what I mean?
So I was looking up, I was interested in this while you and Isaac were talking. There's like a shitload of boost cards. There's like 20 galvanized and 20 scrap cards. So those are definitely more rare to come by, I think. So like that'll be interesting. I'm not sure the balance of it. I feel like they're probably very good if there's less of them in there, you know, just to like, especially scrap, you know, just being, it's like, oh, I can block with this, and then later on I'm just going to gain resources from this. Like that's pretty sweet.
Or are you going to like boost your deck and you know you have like some baller ass armor evos, get those in the banish, put those on as Teklovasen, and then slow your game down all of a sudden, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why
like
Teklovasen's like, and the evos are the control version, because you can block with those, banish them, get resources, then put them on. Like that just seems very efficient, and allows you, if you're up against an aggressive hero, you know, really cool. Hit me. Totally. All this stuff's coming back later, and it's gonna hurt a lot more.
I also have a feeling that the cog works base bases are going to be like really sought after. You know what I mean? Because you like get an ability from all of them, but you're not going to like accidentally break them by blocking with them because a card tells you to or something like that. So then you can upgrade it.
Yeah, the Teklo bases are like worthless because, I mean, unless you don't have the upgrade for it, then you get a 1 block, I guess, which is okay. But having this ability you get to use seems like much better.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of my hot take on that one. Oh, nice, refreshed, and they've added every card. Nice job.
Great job, Fabrary.
Oh, dude, huge shout out to Fabrary. Like, I know this has got to be
on it.
They're like really on top of it, and it's been really awesome, and I really appreciate them. So thank you so much. That's so great. So fun.
All right. Let's talk about Fabricate, because that card seems crazy. Well, we were talking about this before I hit record, so I'm going to talk about it again, because I think you can block with your... All right, here's my idea. You run regular equipment that breaks when you block with it. You block with that, then you play Fabricate, equip your bases, and then you put Evos on there. And then you just like blocked like 10 plus with your fucking equipment over the game. And then you win. Like,
I mean, yeah, you can use Achilles Accelerator, right? whenever you want now, and then just fabricate on a new base and then put some new boots on.
Dude,
Yep. Well, you only
have
get to do one.
Snapdragons.
So you can't use you can't use all 4 of your equipment.
Yeah,
Just
but you can run
regular
fabricate
equipment.
3 times. You can run 3 copies.
Yeah.
That's true. You're going to boost at least one of those, though.
Only if you. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Totally. Fabricate is pretty nuts, and there's like no downside. I mean, you like can't pitch it or block with it, but it's like,
For these 2 downsides.
like, why would you not just play it every single time? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
You drew a turn
Context is
0.
insane. Yeah, you're playing against Katsu, I guess.
You can pitch it. It's got a red. It's a red.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pitch it turn 0. But no, just yeah. It's good. It's up there also for some of my favorite artwork in the game.
Yeah.
What's your favorite artwork?
I don't know. We'll do that later for a different reaction step.
Art dragon.
Oh, I just want to know what's your favorite card art in this set.
Oh, I can't pick one.
Oh, okay.
It's also why.
Oh, I
figure it
can't.
out.
You can
What
just
about
say
you,
it's
Colin?
micropotent. That's fine. You could say that. I don't.
No.
Okay. It's gonna be. I mean, Fabricate System Reset is really good. System Reset's cool because it's like the Metropolis movie poster. But I also like. I'm just gonna pick one. Where'd it go? I missed it. Autosave script. I think that's dope. It's just like a 1s and 0s making a face and a matrix looking thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but
one is
also
cool.
Nice.
penetration script is dope. It's got like the Tron City. I don't know, man. I like all
Hard to-
those cards.
That's okay. I was just curious what your first. I think mine. So I want mine to be Phantom Tide Maw because it's really beautiful. But I think my favorite art is Slay. It makes me sad.
Nice.
So
It's okay to be sad. Randy told us. It's
Yeah.
good to cry sometimes.
Totally. Yeah, I
But-
can't pick. I love all of these neon cards, though. I'm not going to lie. Like, Rev Up, terrible name, but it's really cool. Firewall is freaking dope. I love Burn Rubber is really cool. Fabricate's great.
there is this. I don't know if this artist is new, but Olga Terashenko does some of the stylized art that you're talking about in the set. Or not stylized, but it's like old school sci-fi style. You know what I mean?
All of these are stylized.
Like System Reset or System Failure. Those kind of ones.
Moonshot's dope. Steel Street, Hoons, hilarious name, is dope. Twin Drive is dope. Like this whole section is really cool.
Yeah, I think they're a newer artist to Fab. I just did a
Which
quick-
art did they do?
They did
Sorry,
System
the-
Reset, System Failure, and the Contest the Mind Field, the wizard aura that gives everyone -1 intellect, which I can't figure out
that's
why
like-
that's good.
That's like third art for me. I really like that one. Okay, so here's so if Kano plays this, so say I'm Kano and I play this on my turn, then I draw up to 3 cards. My opponent has an advantage, right? They're 4 cards to 3. But maybe I block out, leak a little bit, it's okay. Then they only draw up to 3 cards. Now I'm sitting and then my turn's over, I draw up. So now it's their turn and I'm on 4 cards to their 3. You know what I mean? It's kind of a long-winded setup to just have your opponent down a card.
Yeah,
But it's like pretty good as Kano anytime your opponent's down cards against you.
yeah. I get the intellectual argument there, but it feels like it's not good.
Yeah, I know.
But who knows?
I just like the art, so I want it to be good.
The art's good. I don't know if y'all saw this. I'm actually gonna share it with you in our little channel. They had a well, you know what? I'll just put it in our spoilers channel in the Discord. The Evo art for Like several of the Evo arts is just one big piece of art that's been cut up into multiple cards.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
really cool.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
That's the playmat, I think.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah. For the next month's armory kit, I'm pretty sure.
It's the breaker, the Evo breaker set is all
Yeah.
like one piece, which is
That
is
okay.
fucking cool.
That has triggered me for one of the things my gripe is like the Steel Soul Memory, those all have a name. Breaker, they all have a name. But then Command Center and Engine Room and Smoothbore, those all don't have like a unifying name. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then the Sentry base does, which I like. And maybe it's because these are these bases? Is that why? No. But and then we get into data mine, battery pack. Then we're just like naming things, you know, and then we're just doing like pandemic stuff, Zoom call.
Yeah, but that
Buzz
was
Hive.
Zoom Buzz with Zip.
That's the worst set.
Zip. Yeah, I wish they all had like a name to call them all by. You know what I mean? So you can reference them like that set.
Like that set. Yep.
You know
I
what
totally
I mean?
get what you mean. I
The
guarantee
Sentry
the community
Evo.
will make up names for them and
Yeah.
they will be
Yeah,
good ones.
Submit your best name below, and we will credit you when we use it forever.
Okay. The other thing, this is not a gripe, but pre-release
come
is coming up in a couple of days, and I have no idea how to evaluate my pool and know if it's a Declovacid pool, a max pool, or a dash pool.
Dude, I
Oh, you
already
mean
told you.
in sealed. It's pre-release sealed, not draft.
Yeah, 4
It's
packs.
sealed, man. If you can boost and crank your max, if you can boost in items your dash, if you got
I'm glad
Evos
it's-
your Teklovasa.
I'm glad it's so simple for you, Colin. That's great.
It's easy.
Yeah.
And then if it
What
doesn't
if
work,
some
just
of-
switch the hero and try it again
What
next
if
round.
some of the Evos are not as good and some of the items are better in this? Yeah.
Obviously,
You know,
some
I do
of the
like
Evos
the-
are good.
I like that you can mix and match Evos because I like building my own mech or starship or whatever game I'm playing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
So I think it's cool. You can have a custom like smoothbore rocket launcher over here, and then you have the whatever head, and you know, like I think that's pretty fun.
The Sentry is so cool, but is also the most like police state RoboCop one of them. But
It is. The art's really good, but it is really
Dude,
cool.
the base head got pulled on one of the box breaks in cold foil, and even on camera, I like shit my pants.
I can see that.
Nice,
you know.
I'll bet.
I mean, it's all metal.
Dude.
It's gonna be all cold foil.
Yeah, these have got to look really, really good in cold foil.
It was so freaking cool.
You know what's also wild? You could have 3 Evo Steel Soul memories in your deck and just keep equipping them, you know?
Yeah, on
If
top
you
of
wanted
each other.
Just a blue block 3 Mech card.
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. You could also
Or-
do that on your way to the macro potent. Is just equip all
Just have 4 chest
3
pieces.
copies. Yeah,
Yep. It's just interesting that they're all not legendary, you know, in keyword, not rarity. Also, I don't know why they did that.
Wait,
but
does
also-
it count as it having 2 Evos equipped if they're stacked on each other? Yeah, I guess they do.
no. In terms of like,
no, I think it's just one.
checking for how many Evos you have equipped for Evo upgrade, other keyword.
No, well, I was looking at Singularity because it says 4 Evos you have equipped, you have to transform. So you couldn't do, you couldn't count multiple stacked on each other towards that.
No,
Correct.
but if you're like
That'd be sick,
blocking
though.
I
with
thought that's what you
your
were saying.
no, if you're blocking though with your Evo Steel Soul memory and it's like almost out of blocks, then you just put on a fresh one
Yeah,
and then you get to keep blocking with it. And then when you transform into Ultron, you have a bunch more cards in your soul to attack with.
I mean, you're paying 4
It's
resources for 6 block over multiple turns. That's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just riffing here. Like the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, dude. And then
It
we have like
seems-
adaptive plating where you can just move it around. Like, what does that even mean?
That is my riddle me this.
And you can have you can run 4 of these, right? Like, there's nothing to stop you from run. Or no, I guess you could only run 3. Oh wait, but it's not in your deck. Can you run more than one of these? I don't understand. No, you can have up to 3 cards of the same name, so you can run 3 adaptive
But
plating.
it's equipment.
But doesn't that count as part of your deck building?
I don't know. It's equipment.
Patrick.
I would
Patrick.
assume you can only have 3 of them.
That's what I would think. Yeah, I think it would.
And you can run like the ornate Tessa fan and then put one of them in your offhanded equipment slot, I guess, or something also.
Wait, can you do that? No, none of
I
the guns
think-
are one-handed though.
No.
Yeah, they're two-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that Teklo's gun is just like a fucking Gatling gun.
Yeah, he's not messing around. I don't think Teklovason fucks around. And that's my favorite thing.
It's wild
about
to
him.
me that they like clearly made him look like Nikolai Tesla and then made him like the evil corpo guy. It's just like,
Yeah.
Well, I was reading his lore and I was like, hey, he's like a kind of sickly genius in his lore, I was like, oh good, he's like, kind of a socialist and has this beautiful dream and is doing things for humanity.
then why
That's
is his
nice.
daughter fighting him?
She's going
know-
through her rebellious stage.
Yeah,
But she's also a
just like-
genius, so it's like this really big thing that she can, you know what I mean? It's not just like I'm running away. It's like I'm building a plasma cannon to rebel against you.
yeah, it's like Rachel Weisz in The Brothers Bloom, but steampunk. She has been very rich and had lots of time for hobbies.
So is Max Nitro like Teklovason's bastard son?
He's also rebelling against society.
And his
That's what
dad.
I mean, though. Teklovason just doesn't fuck around. They're, doing their thing, and I think he just lays down the law everywhere he goes.
I just liked it that his flavor wasn't like, yes, I'm doing this for the good of humanity in quotes, but I'm still all about indentured servitude and other bullshit stuff,
Yeah.
He seemed like I was on his side after reading it. Like, hell yeah, you're not just like a dude in a shiny tower who's evil. You're
Good
like,
propaganda will make you feel that way.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
totally. I
Well,
love
fine.
Big Brother.
If this is going to be the side I'm on, this is the side I'm on.
Yeah,
It's fine. Still better.
I
than
love
Solo.
Teklovason.
He is tight. I'm excited about. I think the Evo stuff seems the coolest to me.
It's the fucking coolest thing they've ever done in Flesh and Blood. That's
Yeah.
my big
Oh,
stamp.
Right,
This
like-
is the fucking coolest thing they've ever done.
note
Every
the time.
equipment up to this point seems like a huge miss.
Yeah, totally.
After
Bullshit.
seeing now how you can just interact with your equipment and it's part of your play style and your deck and this evolution and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's just
Yeah.
like you look at this other junk and it's just like something sitting there that you can like
It's just the
pay
shit
a
I showed
resource
up
to
in.
do
You know, it's
something
like,
that
Totally.
doesn't,
The Goliath Gauntlet, get the fuck out of here.
just what I was.
You
Wearing
don't
today.
transform into a mech. You're stupid. Yeah. Just
Like in the middle of fires. Hold on. Put on my jacket. It's made of metal. Whoa.
I'm kind of mad at James White. Like he's been holding out on us this whole time. We're gonna be doing this the whole time.
yeah.
Imagine if they just hard
meanwhile-
pivoted and they were just like, we're just gonna do this mech stuff now. Like this is a mech game.
Yeah. We're just in the future now. It's
Yeah.
it's way better.
Everybody's a
Yeah,
mech.
like
Brute-
meanwhile,
brute mech,
Reiner's gonna
wizard
show
mech.
up in his green
Yeah.
dress and his gambler's gloves, like
It's gonna smash that equipment. Or
my equipment doesn't really actually imagining because I can't mix. I am having trouble with the themes. I can't imagine Reinar just tearing through the city and robots and mechs smashing the fuck out of everything.
he's very strong.
Yeah,
and
totally.
angry.
reckless
Which makes-
as well.
Yeah, which makes sense. I would also like to go on the record as a person who is okay with laser katanas and jet-sized engines strapped to my back as I skate down the street, blaring dubstep, being in the same world as my magical sword that somehow is way better the more I stab you with it, and dragons being made so realistically that they will kill me out of mere ash, all being in the same world and as believable. So I'm on that side of the fence, if there is a fence.
He's on the right side of
That's the
history.
side I'm on.
I think most people are on your side of the fence.
I don't think so, but who knows?
I think it's
Yeah,
it's
let us
probably
know.
Split.
Leave us a comment.
Yeah, write it down. Do you hate it?
Also,
Do you love it?
those dragons are just illusions. It's just the fear in your mind that's killing you. You know,
Exactly.
You're
That's
dying
just-
2 damage at a time because you're too overwhelmed.
Or more, because there's so many scary dragons, psychological damage, which just seems crazy. Also, shout out to Gas Guzzler. Of course I want a jetpack fucking chainsaw. Of course I want that. Also, this
Shout
is
out to Gas Guzzler.
this is
Shout out to
definitely
Gas
the big
Guzzler.
brother to the Death Touch person.
Looks.
They go to the same clubs.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. They're like they have the same mask guy. You know.
Yeah, totally.
Also, no wonder Riptide's all sick in the pits from all of the pollution that must be made from this fucking future mech steampunk
Big Bertha.
cyberpunk city. You know, no wonder it sucks down there.
That's
Oh
wild.
God.
He's so sick.
Metrics is
Have we gone-
straight up wild.
Dude, it's insane. And it's funny as hell. Spring a Leak, also the weirdest named card for the coolest art. There's a lot of that going on. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like such cool art. Reminds me of like Tomorrow You Die or whatever. What's that Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt?
Edge of Tomorrow
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Edge of Tomorrow.
/
That was a good
Live,
movie.
Die, Repeat.
Yeah.
It's a fucking great movie. We once watched
It's a great movie.
back to back with Groundhog Day. What a great movie marathon that was.
That's fun. That's
Nice.
cool.
What a fun amalgamation.
Do that with Palm Spring as well. All 3 movies, the same idea, different interpretations. I was gonna say
yeah, go
the
ahead.
illusions killing you is true because my anxiety is killing my body in real life. So
All of our stress is slowly killing all
the
of
mind
us.
can
That's
do a
for
bunch
sure.
of crazy stuff. So, but if you start seeing dragons, go to psychologytoday.com and find yourself a therapist to talk to.
Totally. Shout out to
shout out to
our
Randy
last
in our
episode.
last episode.
yeah.
All right.
Yep. Let's bring it back. Let's center ourselves. Obviously,
Where are we?
we're so excited for this set. I mean, I don't even care that none of my Evos have Arcane Barrier. Like none of them do. And Icelander is just going to show up and is like, you wanted to pay 4 for that Evo to equip it? Well, now you got to pay 6. Welcome to Channel Lake and a single Frostbite. Pew pew. Waiting Moon.
Or
Stop
Kano.
that. Oh, yeah, totally.
Kano,
Just
you're on
melt,
0 AB.
just melt me in my steel suit. Just melt it.
I think Kano loves metrics.
Yeah. It's like,
Which is all fine. There is an interesting play though, because the breakers all prevent damage at instant speed.
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So
Yep.
that is kind of built into the situations that they try to wildfire you. You Evo breaker it. Ha ha ha. Well, joke's on you. They've pitch stacked 2 wildfires. Here comes the next one. And you're like, well, I've also pitch stacked. Blam, here comes another breaker. You know? I don't know if that'll work or is the thing, but you have a fun. What's fun about that in my brain is you have a fun tech arcane battle.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Which I think you lose, but it's definitely way more fun than playing Oasis Respite, that's for sure.
Yep.
Or something like that, or playing Sigil of Solace as your instant. You're like, no armor that blocks magic.
No armor.
Yeah, I am wondering in CC like how much you can change your deck, right? Like, or certain archetypes does boost not matter that much, you know? So you can have all kinds of other cards in there. Or is it always going to be like you need to motor through your deck and like banish evos and, you know, yada, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, especially
Very
against
exciting.
Lizard, when you're like, I can't block to get them and then scrap them. I have to boost them.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Very interesting. It's also interesting.
Well, items don't block anyway.
Yeah,
I kind of think that's why like scrap is balanced, because it's like a little bit difficult to get them into your graveyard. Less so to get them into a banish zone, maybe, but yeah, because you can't just like, oh, block with 3 items. Now I'm all charged up, you know.
You mean equipments?
Oh, or equipments. I was thinking items don't block. Equipments do block. But then you don't get to use your equipment to build your giant robot, is the downside of blocking with that, to scrap it later.
And
you gotta be Tekla-Vossen, and you gotta scrap it into the banish. Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you're Tekla-Vossen, yep, you're great at recycling. He does care.
Is Hyper X3 a bad card?
I don't know. I really like it.
Which one is that?
It looks cool. It's the legendary of the.
It looks cool, and everybody likes drawing cards, you know?
Oh, right.
Yeah, but you gotta put more than 3 hyperdriver or 3 or more hyperdrivers underneath it. They have to boost away.
Yeah. You only get 9 in your deck.
That's crazy. I guess it's it's cool, but I just don't.
I don't get it either. What am I missing? Please leave a comment. So, like, when you banish a hyperdriver from boosting, which you only can have 9 of, then once per turn, when a hyperdriver is put under this, if there are 3 or more, then you can draw a card.
Well, say you're boost dash and you're going through your whole deck because your opponent's blocking, right? Yeah. Say you boost 5 hyperdrivers out of your 9 total. That would be 2 free cards you would draw throughout the game, which is fucking great. You know, but if you don't go through your whole deck, or you don't boost, if you only boost 3 hyperdrivers, you know, then you draw 3 cards. But if you only boosted 4, you draw 2 cards. So like, I guess pretty good. But
the disconnect for me is because Max also makes hyperdrivers as tokens, but you will never boost those.
Yep.
You know? So it's like,
I think it's a CC card. I mean,
how is that? I know, totally. But if you're to play them in CC, how, you know, it seems like those two things are connected, but maybe they're not also. I don't understand.
Somebody just will have,
like, you don't understand.
If you're an aggro mech deck, draw 1 to 3 cards in a game for free.
Sure. Go through my deck 1 to 3 times more.
Or we'll banish 3 to 5 hyperdrivers, right? Odds are.
Odds.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
If you had a headpiece that battle worn 1, draw 1 to 3 cards for free in a game.
Yeah. Seems good. Seems pretty good, I suppose, when you put it that way.
You don't know when it's going to happen, though, so that's pretty weird.
What's also really weird, is the limited start of these games seems so slow, right? Like, you're using Symbiosis Shot, right? But you have to put an item into the arena to get a counter.
Yeah. Then you get to fire it once.
And then you get to fire it once for 2. And then Leveler, like, literally doesn't do anything until you put an Evo out. You know? And then it only goes for 2, and it's a 2 for 3, and it's very bad. Then once you get 2, though, it's a 1 for 2.
I just
I
realized
mean, I
they
kind of
were
like Leveler
specializations,
better
too.
because it's more permanent.
Yeah,
Anybody can use the Leveler. The other ones are special.
Yeah.
totally. And then Banksy, you have to crank to be able to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's this kind of, because, and I guess it's like because there is no equipment and you have to have this time to Evo set up, it allows you to, like, I don't know, put a halt on the amount of damage or things you can do turn 0 or whatever, you know.
Dude,
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
The
if you're
board
Dash
state.
IO, sorry, what's that, Colin?
I was gonna say the board states are gonna be insane.
Yeah,
Like, did I crank this one? I think I cranked this one, but I boosted this one. This one's over here. I got this many Steam counters, and I removed it at the start of my turn, right? Fuck.
cracked on this this turn.
Yeah.
Like if you're Dash IO and you can play items off the top of your deck, that's pretty good, right? And then you get the value out of the item, you get the value maybe out of scrapping it. And then you get more value out of that card burned out of your deck because of Symbiosis.
Yeah.
But how often are you going to hit an item off the top of your deck? And that's just playing from hand. I don't know.
I don't know.
To me, it's like it helps you get more value out of your cards, but then it's kind of like you don't really have a weapon,
Yeah.
really, you know?
Everybody's Azalea.
The Leveler seems like the best, but
I feel like Dash might be similar to New Prism, where you kind of just like run a shitload of items and you just are going to tank a bunch of damage in the beginning, and then you're just going to like build the craziest board state that does a million different things and can just like, you know, brain your way out of into winning the game.
Totally. I also appreciate, sidebar, also Wild. I mean, okay, hold on. 3 things all at once. 1, remember how we thought Riptide was going to be broken because he had lower health and because the 2 other heroes with lower health were broken? In quotations.
yeah, he's not even at 40 health.
Kano and yeah, etc. And then we were also duped again by Prism. Yep.
I think Prism would
Dash,
be bad, really bad, if she had more health, though. Like,
yeah, totally. You can definitely see that. Are we going to get duped again by Dash? Like, well, heroes definitely really powerful. Got to have less life, or going to be just fine, or it's going to be the Riptide of the set.
That's a good point. I don't know. I kind of read Dash as like she literally has card advantage.
Yeah, she's like your semi.
It's like
intellect 5 hero. You know.
Yeah, or sometimes they're not. But I could see just like if your opponent just gets really lucky in the first 3 turns of the game, like has essentially intellect 5. That's like pretty feel bad, you know. And then other games maybe they don't hit an item for 5 turns and
yeah,
it's fine. But I don't really like that design. It's just like high rolling and stuff. And I was thinking maybe they gave her less health because of that nature, you know, of possibly just having card advantage.
potentially.
with the number
I
of
think that makes
items
sense.
and the interactions of all those items, I think there's got to be something in there that's like nutty things are going to happen for sure.
We also
There's
said that about Levia, and now she's back on the bottom. Just saying, not trying to be a Debbie Downer here.
Did we say
Just
that about
curbing
Levia?
expectations. No, I mean, collectively, as a community, we were like, Levia's going to be broken. Michael Hamilton was like, this deck's busted. I'm going to bring it to the
Yeah, I
state.
don't know. I think all us Lavia players were like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it seemed
But
more like
everybody
she
else
was
who's
just
never
like,
played her was like, it's going to be so
Yeah.
good.
1 for 6, that's fucking broken.
this means you just don't automatically die at a certain point in the game. But you know, I don't know if she's just like putting out Teklo pounders or, you know, induction chamber. I don't know. She can just like play out these cards.
I don't think you can play those because those are cost
Oh,
2
one and
or
it's 1 and over. Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, 0 or 1.
I just looked up item cards. All right.
Yeah, but
Which is good.
Teklo, sorry, I'm not a mech player. The blue heart
Or
Teklo heart, Teklo core. Yeah, that's 0 cost.
that is. And they potentially are coming in cold foil to a event near you. My second thing about Dash was I'm glad Sam Yang is the official artist of Dash. I love that. That's great. Did the art again. Then my third thing is Dash is 100% the manifestation of pure data. I think that's what's happening in this picture. Either she's becoming data, which doesn't look like it because this looks like a younger version of her with a eyeball in blue in her young version, and now she's a little bit older. And then in her eldest version, she's like magically manipulating circuitry with her bare hand. Not a real boy. That's what I'm saying. Also, the rat tail is in full glory
Still has a rat tail.
in that photo or whatever. It's not a photo, but you get what I'm saying.
That was everyone's biggest takeaway was, oh my God, Dash has a rat tail that I've never noticed.
Blew my mind at Battle Hardened LA. Anyway,
I agree with all of that.
these are my big brain theories. You came here for my combos I was thinking of. Nope. I got no combos. I just got deep lore theories.
No, Dash is a rat tail.
Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here? I feel like we've just spiraled into nothingness. 0 to 50. Go ahead.
I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead, everybody.
Is there a reason for the different borders?
Yes.
I know Evo's one. Then there's like the tank section, which I guess maybe those are all just robots. And then there's
I think they're
items.
all Evo upgrades. It's like their keywords.
Those are all Evo upgrade. Okay, so the borders are for keywords or card type.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we have items, and then we have. Well, then we have action. Oh yeah, then we have all the scrap. Okay, yeah. So scrap.
We have
has
scrappers.
although galvanized
Then we
has
got-
the same border. So
And then we got
galvanized and
boosters.
scrap. And then we have boosters have the classic one. Okay. That's pretty cool. I feel like that's a really good thing to know in your draft and sealed situation is that'll be a shorthand of like, okay, how many of these cards do I have rather than trying to like read the insane amount of text that is on these cards.
Yeah, totally. They're all so subtle though. It'll depend on how I see them in person.
They're like different colors
you
though.
out.
Like
Yeah.
like the Evos are kind of like you have this like teal. The Evo upgrades are kind of red and green, and then it's like this like basic one for that item. I don't need to read them all for you. Anyways,
We'll see.
the scrap
It's
ones
amazing
look kind
how-
of like junky. They've got like rust on them. That's
I think
fun.
it's amazing how, like, I've been doing a lot of studying lately and how difficult it is to study. But then when a new set and fab drops, how, like, you can instantly memorize every freaking card in the set and what it does.
It's incredible, isn't it? I
Yeah,
always
like-
thought of that. Like, how have I never been so good at flashcards before?
Right. It's amazing. My other thought was I'm excited to play with Max Nitro and have this like resource banking engine, you know, like not into the theme of the character at all, but like you just make hyperdrivers a couple 3 turns in a row, and all of a sudden you have like a shit ton of resources for free as you just go off. I think that's pretty fun. Yeah, kind of charge up.
Totally.
All right, that's it. That's all I got.
Is there a deck limit in terms of the number of cards you can run now in draft and sealed?
I think in
I feel
sealed,
like that happened.
yes. In draft, I'm not sure.
Okay, because I feel like that matters. Anyway, I'm just fucking around. Also, we've cursed a lot tonight.
It's because we ran out of steam like 20 minutes ago, but we're so hyped and still have lots of questions and things to talk about.
I mean,
we're still here.
I came in hot, so I don't know. I don't have
You were born hot, baby. When you were a
my
baby,
mom used to let me say shit in the car.
Does that mean shit as in things or the word shit?
I could say shit in the car. And then I got out of the car and told my dad that mom let us say shit in the car. And she was not excited I said that.
Yeah. Well, you can't say shit in the car anymore, Colin.
It was too much fun. Good words. Well, anyways, this show's not for children if you didn't notice that already.
Shit.
You know, wake the fuck up.
I just imagine you having a mustache even as a baby.
Thank you.
You did it.
I didn't.
You look different. No ponytail and mustache.
I had like spiky hair in high school.
I'm having so much fun. Well, all right, let's get out of here.
Car.
Shit in the car. Thank you everybody for watching and listening. If you're in the RSS feed, I encourage you to go look at our faces. They are not too bad to look at or horrific. So it's pretty fun. Check it out. Subscribe, like, do all of that stuff to help our macropotent overlords track us better with the steel police and all of that stuff and our
he's not the only one
metrics
who's potent.
Apocalypse or whatever we are, tech apocalypse. I love you all. I love you guys who do the show with me. Thank you. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Yep. Leave us a comment on what we got wrong and what we got right and what your thoughts are. And, check out our totally human faces.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't
Go ahead,
have a
try to
human
rip my
face?
skin off.
Is Max Nitro. He's just like, his tongue's like 3 feet off of his face. He looks like...
Well, he's been fucking cranking for years now.
Listen up, kids. Don't crank at home, okay? You'll look like this guy.
I'm throwing this out here. We should think about the next time the three of us go to an event as cosplaying as Teklavos and Max Nitro and Dash IO. Obviously, Isaac, you have to be Dash, and Colin, you just did a great job of Max, and I'll be Teklavos.
I'm the only one who could pull off a rat tail, though. I have the length.
It's true. You already.
Dang, that's true. Okay, well, you guys can fight over that.
All right.
I'll teach Isaac.
If we hit
how to
1,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, we'll do it.
Fucking bring it, everybody.
Says Taylor.
I mean, all I got to do is put on contacts and I'm good to go.
You gotta get you a metal arm suit. We'll figure it out.
I got to crank for years to look like that.
Start now.
Start now, yeah. Never too late.
All right,
to start
goodbye,
cranking.
everyone. I'm out. I'm
Crank it
hanging
later.
up. Goodbye.
Bye.
Wait, that was our most off the rails last half an hour of a reaction step yet.
Well, it's because the set is fucking crazy.
It is. It's so good. I'm so excited for limited. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with all the cards I draft, but I'm excited to play draft.